Stop.
I was saying, yeah, he ain't dead yet, and
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do
All right.
about it. So what's
How is everybody?
Yeah,
not bad, not bad
doing
at
good.
All right,
Okay.
so all ready for our opening alien stream.
Yeah, ready to rock and roll, ready to not go see what the facehugger looks like.
No?
Oh, what is this curious little creature? It
Nope.
looks so cute.
No.
It wants a hug. Come
No,
on,
I
guys.
will tell you right now. If one of your characters is stupid enough to do that, you will be left behind.
It has to be someone. Someone
You-
has to be the
you-
person.
you
alright?
will
thrown
be
out
left
into
behind.
the vacuum of space.
Oh yeah, I'm spacing your ass immediately.
So I totally have to rethink this whole thing on the spot.
Immediately.
First thing you do.
Get spaced.
So let's jump right into some introductions for the players and the characters.
Okay.
All right.
Let's start with you,
I guess
Jeff.
I guess I'll go first. So hey guys, I am Rob and I play Jeff Washburn, the Wisp's pilot and first officer. He is a veteran of a couple of different engagements in this timeline, and he has now left the service and as for a few years has been on the Wisp and decided, you know what, I'm going to try to make my fortune however I can now that I'm no longer dropping into the combat zones and whatnot. It's pretty laid back. Doesn't take life too seriously, but is definitely always out there to kind of push the envelope, so to speak, in terms of when he's behind the stick. So.
Awesome. So we have our pilot. Next up, let's talk to our medic.
Everyone, I'm Matt. This time I am playing Vincent Volandis, the ship's medical officer. He's a bit of a soft-spoken, almost kind of nervous, run-down-looking guy. Just absolutely loving life.
He looked like he needed a nap.
Yeah, he has like dark circles under his eyes. He definitely needs a nap, but traveling along the frontier, offering his services where he can, it's a rough life.
Okay. Addictions and things like that don't help anything, do they?
Scotty is the one who, I won't say he has a drug problem, but he enjoys it recreationally. Vincent is different, okay?
Vincent's different, okay. Right. I got it. Alright, how about our medic, or not our medic, our Mercedes.
I'm Jenny. I play Mercedes Middlebrooke, or Mercy, as she is currently known to the others. She is a bit of a quieter individual with not as open about her past, but very open about the fact that she has a little brother. Don't ask to know anything about him, and pretty much is just looking to take care of her little brother. Does a bit of navigation, knows a little bit of medic.
She's kind of our science officer, so. And then to our payload specialist, Noah.
Hi, I'm Chloe. I play Nova Post Oak. She is probably younger than the characters here. She's highly educated, very much loves her plants, loves anything to do with plants. And she's a little bit of a hippie.
A little bit of a hippie.
Very different from my previous character, for sure.
Fantastic.
She loves trees instead of stickers now.
She loves
Yeah.
weed.
I mean, maybe. Just
Maybe.
no.
We'll see.
Neither confirm nor deny the allegations.
Exactly. Depends on how legalized it is in the 3000s.
Almost.
Something like that. It's like 2500s, I think.
Yeah.
Something close to that.
All right. So for our first episode, we did a little bit of pre-setup for this game, getting the characters all together. So three of the characters that we have here are actually new to the Wisp. I'll be as one of the NPCs, but I'll be playing the Captain Rex. He's kind of he's lived his whole life on the frontier, basically on freighters. His philosophy is, he was born on a freighter and he's going to die on a freighter. It's not real clear how he comes into possession of the Wisp, but it is his ship, and he's a pretty quiet guy. He basically does his job and keeps his nose down and stays quiet. So with that, all of you had your opportunity to meet on the ship and get the ship underway with our cargo, which the ship itself is a rather big freighter. It has hauling capacity for about 20,000 tons. And right now, you are carrying kelp, which is actually in cryo units of its own. Ship is coming into the sector where it's to be delivered. The delivery point is actually a UA lab. It is in uncharted space. And you just come into the sector. So the ship itself is starting to power things back up. Life support, starting to wake people up from their sleep in their pods. One of the first people to wake up is Noah, our beta specialist. The scene really is watching the lid of the pod raise up. You feel like you've been, just sleeping for a little while, really, until you actually start to become conscious. Then you can feel, the muscle tension, your body not really being active for 54 days. Then you start to come to in your pod.
Nova kind of sits up slowly and stretches and lets out a loud yawn. And she kind of looks around, sees if anybody's up. Doesn't look like anybody has started their process of getting out of hypersleep. She hesitantly flings her legs over the side of the bed and kind of tests out her legs to see if she can start standing. And when she feels comfortable enough, she stands up, does another stretch, pulls on her jacket and a pair of pants, and heads down to where the kelp is.
Okay. The crew quarters of the ship takes up a very small portion of the actual overall size of the ship. So the cargo bays are probably the largest part. Once you get down there, you see it looks like everything is functioning correctly. The kelp are in large, almost like the life pods that your sleeping pods. Obviously filled with a liquid coolant to keep them alive. What are you looking for?
The Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, join it or something.
She... Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. She is going to take a look at the stats and make sure that she is adding the appropriate amount of nutrients that they need to start processing for when they come out of cryostasis. And she's just making note of that on clipboards, basically just making sure that they are the healthiest plants that they can be when they get to their destination.
Okay. As you're looking through the data log, basically to check what the nutrient levels need to be, you notice that things are not quite what you expected. It really looks like they are trying to feed these plants very mineral-rich, oxygen-high. As you continue looking through there, you see that your destination is... It's a laboratory for the AU on the outskirts, basically, in uncharted space.
Alright. She is going to adjust the nutrient levels and switch them over to more nitrogen-based nutrients rather than oxygen-based nutrients. And then once that gets started, she'll take a seat and pick up one of the books that's laying there and start just skimming through it, basically just waiting until she can check the levels again.
Okay. So, Jeff, you are just starting to wake up now. Actually, you and Vincent are kind of waking up at the same time, coming out of your sleep. You look over to your right and you see one of the beds where Noble was at is empty already. And over to your left you see Vincent stirring over there as well.
Yeah, as Vincent starts coming out of his pod, he doesn't look like a good riser in the morning. He looks groggy as hell. He's got the bed head going on without his glasses.
Isn't he always?
He's got bad head even when he's awake.
Yeah, without his glasses, he's just kind of got this lazy, almost squinting looks, and he looks over, sees Jeff. He's like, takes his glasses out of his pockets, like, Jeff, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you too, man. So you always look like that, huh?
Well, I do believe I need a good cup of coffee right now.
That actually doesn't sound half bad. And Jeff kind of hops out of his pod, no stranger to cryo sleep. Kind of shrugs off the groggy as best he can anyway. Makes his way to the galley.
Okay. You gonna follow him there, Vincent, or do you have other plans?
Yeah, I think Vincent's gonna follow. He needs him some coffee.
Okay. Well, the galley's well stocked. Coffee for sure, because as you know, Jeff, the captain drinks coffee intravenously if you could.
Almost as much as he drinks alcohol.
How's that man stay hydrated? coffee and
Yeah,
alcohol is all he drinks.
Dude, there's water in coffee. What you talking about?
Yeah, it doesn't dehydrate you at all.
No, that's
why would it
that's a
dehydrate
supplement.
you if it has water as its main ingredient? I mean, come on, just use your
Right?
brain. Duh.
It's fucking science.
Yeah, that's science. Water equals good.
Yo. So the Jeff, he makes his way to the galley, grabs a pot, grabs up the coffee and pours himself some. He manages to also find, being that everyone was asleep, obviously there's no food prepped, but they did have I guess that would be akin to like prepackaged food, more like not emergency rations, but sort of the same vein. They're like these little cubes of food, essentially. And Jeff grabbed himself a little power bar and kind of starts munching on it while he's kind of acclimating back to being awake after, what was it, 54 days, something like that.
54 days. Yeah.
Damn, that'd be a hell of a nap.
Yeah, I have a question real quick.
Yep.
When it comes to like space travel in the universe of Alien, do ships have like an artificial gravity, or are we like 0G kind of floating around?
No, the artificial gravity kicked in before you guys started waking up.
Okay. Because like I'll admit I'm not terribly familiar with the Alien universe, so I didn't know like what kind of tech ships normally have. Okay, so we're walking.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Not floating around.
Yeah.
Not yet.
While the ship is in FTL, most of the life support systems, all those things, power down to save energy. But yeah, obviously when it preps for you to come out of your hypersleep, then be ready for it.
Okay.
You hope anyway.
Yeah. and so yeah, Vincent's focus on just brewing a pot of coffee for the crew when everyone gets up.
Mercedes. So, as you yawn and give a big stretch, kind of look around you, you realize that there's nobody else in here. All pods are empty.
She kind of looks around and is like, oh, usually the first one up, guess I'm the last one this time. She kind of stretches, shakes her head, she'll kind of rub her arms and legs, make sure that she has feeling back in them from that long nap, and just kind of heads up to her station, make sure everything's okay.
Okay. You get up to the science station, basically on the bridge. Taking a look through the nav log, see what's what. It looks like you're on course. The system says you're still 3 days out from this drop-off point.
Once she has that check, she'll go down and attempt to find herself something other than coffee.
Okay. So when you come into the galley, you see that Jeff and Vincent are already in there. As a matter of fact, it looks like Vincent is brewing coffee.
She kind of looks at the coffee and scrunches her nose, shakes her head, and is like, "We got anything else other than that?"
Well, I believe we have water in the fridge.
Coffee. We have water in the coffee.
That's well, technically true. Yes. We do have other things to drink.
Nothing that really matters.
She just kind of looks between the two and shakes her head and goes over to fix herself some water.
There are some other things to drink. There's like packets of what looks like orange juice. It says you have to You have to scrunch it up and then shake it really hard. There's whiskey.
I think it's a little early for whiskey.
It's never too early. You've been asleep for 54 days. Come on now.
So
We'll stick with the water.
So Nova, as you sat there kind of reading through things a little bit, the system notifies you that you've reached the appropriate levels, what you were looking to hit.
Alright. She is going to make just a few more adjustments to that number. And then she will head upstairs to the galley as well.
Okay. And as you walk into the galley, you see these other three. Looks like Jeff is just sitting at the commissary table there. Vincent and Mercedes seem to be in the actual kitchenette area.
Alright. Nova is gonna walk over to the coffee pot and get herself a cup of coffee as well. And then she's actually going to pull out a little baggie out of her jacket with some brown powder and looks around at the others and say, "Do you want some reishi? Mushrooms, that is? They're not psychedelic or anything."
I'm not quite familiar with these. What is that?
It's just reishi mushroom. It helps with brain function.
Vince kind of like adjusts his glasses. He's like, a little bit. I will try that.
Alright. She pours a little into her cup and then pours a little into Vincent's.
Okay.
I'll pass on the mushroom in my coffee, thanks.
And she kind of just gives Jeff a look like, okay, fine.
Yeah. He's giving her this weird ass like, fuck.
I'm not a coffee guy, but I'm pretty sure that's actually like a thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like
There's
mushrooms in some
mushroom
coffees.
coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, ugh.
So,
It's ruining
first time through this, I have to stop and ask you guys, when you go into the FTL sleep, these pods, typically you go in just your underwear. So did you guys take an opportunity to get dressed, or are you all hanging out in the galley in your underwear?
I mean, I said that Mercy got ready before she.
Okay, so Mercy's definitely dressed.
Nova did put on her pants and her jacket at least, so she's sitting there with just a sports bra on and a jacket over it, but in her pants, but that's it.
Jeff grabbed his bomber jacket, and that was kind of it.
Vince has just got like a simple white t-shirt and some sweatpants.
What?
Jeff over there being semi Winnie the Poohing it.
Yeah. I mean, he's got boxes on him, but his boxes on a leather bomber jacket. That's it.
Classic combo.
Mm-hmm.
That's as you guys are sitting there for a little bit. Nova comes walking in, checking out their stuff, and a few minutes later, Rex comes walking in, and you hear the slap, slap, slap on the decking of bare feet as he comes walking in a pair of boxers and like a white beater t-shirt, and that's it. He walks over, pulls down a glass, pours himself some whiskey.
I'm half expecting like a cigar in his mouth as this scene is going on.
Yeah, man, it fits. It fits, man. All right, Chief. Sleep good?
About as good as can be expected.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So, anybody check and see where we're at yet?
3 days out still.
3 days out. Okay. How's the cargo?
Nova takes a long sip of her coffee and just nods to the captain and says, everything looks good. Switched them over to a new nutrients and they should be in tip-top shape for delivery.
Okay. Don't usually carry live cargo, but that's what you're here for.
Yeah, this is a new run for us. I'm actually. Jeff kind of steps up to the he heads from the galley up to the flight deck to make sure everything's good with navigation and whatnot. Make sure they're still on course.
You don't trust your navigator or what?
He just likes to double check.
So,
This is his ship, by the way.
so
Mercedes will give Jeff side eye with that one.
New enemy unlocked.
Those who don't know, there is a buddy and rival system in this for relationships with other players. So, yeah, you can very well set someone else as your rival for any reason you want.
So let's when we get done with this galley scene, we're going to discuss that really quick. So the captain actually watches Jeff leave, and he looks at you, Vincent. So how's everybody doing?
I'm doing quite well. I've had a chance to drink some coffee, so I'm feeling much more awake now.
Oh, that's good. How about everybody else?
Is he asking that to Vincent, or is that like a blank question for everyone?
He's looking right at Vincent.
It's like,
He's not addressing everybody. He's right. His focus on Vincent.
Hey, Matt, did you just adjust imaginary glasses? I love it.
He's got glasses. Gotta play the part. Honestly, I need to get some glasses. It's like, oh well, yes. Everyone seems to be waking up from their cryo sleep. I have not yet noticed any troubles in the process of them coming out.
Have you checked anybody yet? Are you familiar with FTL syndrome?
You're testing my knowledge as a person and like stuff. I assume he probably would.
Okay.
It's like, yes.
Okay. Well, aren't there some tests?
Yes, I will be carrying that out very soon. Once I've finished this cup of coffee and I'm in well working condition.
Alright. So, Captain grabs a little package out of one of the cabinets, slams it on the counter, peels it open, and starts. It's like a gooey content, pushes some into his mouth and kind of chews on it. It's like a whey. And he heads out of the galley. Okay, so I'm going to stop us right there and talk a little bit about this buddy and rival system. First off, the way these guys gain experience for their characters is through one of the things is through the buddy and rival system. And making sure that they are following the motivations of their character. So, if you are Jeff, actually, why don't we start with you? Why don't you tell us who your buddy and who your rival is? Give us a little idea of why you chose those people.
Okay. Well, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I think his buddy would probably be probably the captain. Just at this point, they've known each other the longest. You know, they've been on this ship. Obviously, the ship is not his. But being the pilot, he says this is his ship. He knows every nook and cranny, every bolt. You know, basically it's like his car. And of all the folks that are here, he's been with the captain the longest. And they have an understanding. You know, he trusts Jeff to make sure the Wisp is in top condition for travel, and doesn't really micromanage him, which he appreciates. As for his rival, oddly enough, it is Mercy. Being that she's the navigation officer, he's gonna kind of make sure that she's doing her job, but he's not gonna be a dick about it. He's just very particular.
Okay. How about you, Vincent?
Granted, our characters haven't had that much time to get to know each other yet, so this is off of like some fairly short interactions. So, buddy, gonna say Mercy, just purely based on the fact that she also has some like skill in medicine. So there's like something of a peer-to-peer relationship that at least he sees there. And for rival, I'm gonna say it's the captain, because the captain is old, doesn't have the healthiest habits, and probably won't listen to Vincent's advice of how to not die sooner than he probably will.
Just called him out. It's like, you're the cantankerous old man. I get it.
All right.
As someone who has played a character very similar to Rex, I get it.
And that is our ship. Okay. Who wants to go next, Nova or Mercy?
I can go. No.
Go on.
Go ahead, Mercy.
So, funny enough, Vincent thinks Mercy is friend, and that's actually who she has as her enemy. But I can't go into detail why, because of her backstory. But there is a good reason as to why she is on the ship and why she finds Vincent to be her enemy. Because he's kind of in her way or something.
A rival, we should say. It's not really enemy.
Right.
Depends on how Mercy sees it.
Right.
True.
And then the one she wants to be buddy-buddy with is Captain, because she needs him for, again, the reason why she's on the ship.
Okay.
But I can't really say because it would give too much away.
Perfect. Nova.
Nova thinks her buddy is Jeff, just because they have kind of the same laid-back attitude, even though he's a bit more gruff than she is for sure.
Gotcha.
Lovely close up on the camera. Greg.
Sorry.
You're good. Rival is Mercy, because she got the job that Nova wanted, so she's a little jealous of that.
Excellent. So obviously in this system, I mean, it's a story-based system, and you're all individuals. Whether you actually are working together or not is entirely up to you. Ideally, you work together to achieve goals, but you all have your own personal ambitions. So now we know what everybody's buddy and rival is. Normally you don't have a buddy or a rival as an NPC, but in this case with the captain, he is an NPC. but I am going to be playing him, so we can use him as a player character for that. All right, Jeff, you head up to check on navigation. So what are you looking for?
He basically he's just going to the navigation systems of the Wisp and kind of making sure they're still on course, because typically when you drop into to cryostasis sleep, whatever they call it in this one, and jump into FTL, you plot a course in your navigation computer. So basically he's just making sure they're on course still. Knowing full well that Mercy had already done this, he's just double checking. And then he's kind of pulling the ship out of autopilot. Not taking over completely, but just bringing up, the helm systems and things like that, to kind of make sure everything is as it should be. It's kind of one of his rituals after he comes out of cryostasis or sleep.
I'm going to have you give me a contact roll.
All right, I can do that. Stand by. Where's my contact? There he is. There we go.
Okay. So, taking a look, it looks like the navigation's good, and it looks like you're right on course. So, apparently, Mercy did a good job with it.
Yeah, and he doesn't say anything, but he kind of begrudgingly is like, okay, all right. Again, he's a very particular type of pilot, so.
Gotcha. All right. And from there, we'll move back over to Vincent.
Alright, so, now that Vincent has had a chance to get a little bit of coffee and breakfast, he's been going around and checking on each of the crew members, making sure that they've come out of their states out of hypersleep, are healthy, no problems, etc.
Okay, who's first?
Honestly, probably the captain. He's old. He's gotta make sure the old man, most susceptible to health problems, is checked first.
Alright, so you approach him. He's drinking his whiskey and kind of giving you a side eye as you're coming up to him.
Captain, a moment of your time, if you would.
Yeah.
I would just like to ask a few questions, check on your health a moment, now that we have all come out of hypersleep.
You know, when I told you to check on the crew, I didn't mean me.
A captain is part of the crew.
Alright, what do you want to know?
How are your muscles feeling? Stiff? Are you able to move around quite normally?
They feel old.
Of course. Are you feeling any dizziness or lightheadedness, perhaps?
Not any more than usual. That's what the whiskey's for.
I see. And do you normally drink so soon after coming out of hypersleep?
Oh, yeah, usually within 20 minutes. I'm a little late today.
It's like that morning cigarette.
It's like, I see. I will tell you now, I would not recommend alcohol so soon after hypersleep. It is, it can lead to quite some troubles. If if you would allow me.
Hydration tablets, right? That's what this is.
Yes. Just a moment. I will take your blood pressure just to confirm that everything is all right.
Okay. Just give me a med roll.
All right. Medical aid. Let's hopefully these rolls do better than just the practice rolling we were doing. We were saying things up.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Oh,
Oh.
I mean, you could push it.
Push it for this.
So you have a hard time finding. I mean, you kind of got a pulse, but it feels kind of weak to you.
He's dead. The captain is powered by spite.
So, Vincent just kind of like he blinks a little after seeing the results. He's like, adjusts his glasses. He's gonna like check his equipment over again. It's like, is
there a problem, Doc?
I was just getting a suspiciously low reading on that. I was just checking my equipment to see if it was working properly.
Yeah, if anything, this man should probably have high blood pressure. Not low.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
One more time, if you would. I apologize for the trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want me to go for another roll?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
His blood pressure's a little high.
It's like, okay, there we go. Seems to be in working order this time. I do see that your blood pressure is rather high. This could be especially dangerous for someone of your age. Once again, I would very much recommend the perhaps lowering your consumption of alcohol, sir.
Do you think maybe it might have something to do with me standing here while you waste my time?
With all due respect, sir, I'm merely performing my duties as the medical officer of the UAS Wisp, and that includes performing checkups on all of the crew members.
That would have made more of an impression if I would have had to remind you.
I think we know who the captain's rival is.
With that, he turns and heads off towards the bridge.
Marcy's just over here with her cup kind of like hidden half behind her hand, hiding her amused shit-eating grin.
Who's next, Mr. Medical Officer?
After the captain walks off and Mercy's right there, I mean, Vincent turns and sees her. It's like, Mercy.
Marcy just holds up a finger and goes, I've already checked myself. I'll see you later, and quickly gets up and departs to her work spot.
Yes, just, be sure to give me the results, when you can. Thank you. Just kind of look around and just sort of, start walking through the ship. And just, he's gonna be stopped by everyone for that.
Nova just watches this happen as she's sitting in the galley, eating some sort of granola bar. And she's like, wow, this is different. Very different from the other ships I've been on.
Are you still in the galley, Vincent?
I mean, at this point,
Nova's right there.
I mean, I guess if next nearest person was Nova, Vincent would then be going to her and doing the checkup. It's like, yes, it's very, kind of looks around, very lax, if to put it lightly. The captain is quite irritable, from what I can tell. Most likely a product of his high blood pressure.
Nova literally snorts at that, and she's like, "No, man, that's not why."
Well, among other things, of course, the alcoholism certainly doesn't help. But
Nova
will-
just shakes her head again and says, "Listen, I don't think he's looking for a lecture. I think you just kind of gotta stay out of his way, and you're good to go. Just do your job, stay out of his way. You should be fine."
well, hard as it may be, part of my job is making sure he lives, and as it seems at the moment, that may detail some getting in his way.
Why?
Nova just laughs, just chuckles, and takes another sip of her coffee, and she's like, "Okay, man, whatever." And she complies. She complies fully with the checkup.
Okay.
Nothing's wrong with her. She's totally fine.
All right. Guys, I'm going to take a quick break right here. And we'll be back in like 5 minutes. How does that sound?
Alright.
Okay. Be right back.
I honestly, I see the thing. I couldn't be like an EMT or none of that, because I'd be that one EMT, be like, really? You thought this was a fucking good idea? Really?
Oh no, I've actually asked somebody that.
It's like, I should fucking leave you here.
All right.
Like,
Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just going to say thank you for that little intermission there.
No problem.
Vincent, I should see you back here.
Yeah, I think I stepped away for a quick memento.
No problem. This ambiance music Okay. Awesome. All right, so Vincent gets through. You get through doing all your, well, sort of all your checks. Is there anything else that you want to do with that, Vincent? Or
I'd assume after he's checked everyone, made sure that everything's all good, logged the results and everything. I think they kind of like went into hypersleep not too soon after like taking off when they initially kind of like joined the crew.
they did, yeah.
So I think he's gonna take some time just like going through the database and essentially just going through medical records for members of the crew. Gotta know pre-existing conditions or like kind of what he's dealing with as far as people's health.
With the existing crew members, I mean, most of the crew, the NPCs that are on board, are in pretty good health. You don't actually have access to Rex's medical records.
Checks out.
Jeff, the co-pilot, seems to be okay. However, he also probably has high blood pressure.
Yeah, amongst other things. And he is not the co-pilot, he is the pilot.
The pilot.
There's no co.
So the other two you'll have to start a record for, because there's no record on board for them.
Speaking of Jeff, after he realized that Vincent went about his way to do what he's doing now, he kind of made his way back into the galley. He was low key avoiding him. He kind of came back into the galley. He's actually dressed this time. He's got a flight suit pulled on, kind of half on, half off. He has a shirt on, like kind of a pullover, and then a flight suit that with the top half of it kind of tied around his waist, his bomber jacket, and a pair of boots on. He kind of walks back into the galley to refill his mug of coffee and grab another one of those meal replacement bars.
Nova's still there. She waves to him.
Like, you still here? Don't you got work to do?
Nova just shrugs and just says, the plants are set up, man. They've got all the nutrients they need. They're just vibing, chilling out. Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah. Shit. Maybe I should have been the one to be taken care of. Fucking easy job. Kind of mumbles to himself.
Nova just kind of gives him a look of like, okay, sure.
I mean, not. He kind of looks at her. He's like, I mean, I'm trying to say nothing. It just seems pretty relaxing. Yeah. He kind of takes a sip of his coffee and heads back up to the bridge.
So, over the next 3 days, so you guys have that time to kind of acclimate yourselves to the ship and to one another. Since your buddy, who is your buddy again, Vincent?
Right now it's Mercy.
Okay.
Feeling is not mutual though.
So you two come across each other on the ship. I'd say Mercy's probably coming back from doing something, checking navigation, whatever. The crew quarters of the ship are not super big. It's there are some bunks. So you guys have your own bunk space for times like this. You have the galley. There's a little bit of a recreational area. In the med bay, there's a small science bay as well. So, Mercy, I'm going to let you pick. Where do you encounter Vincent?
I would say she's probably headed towards the science bay, which I would guess is probably not too far from med bay.
Okay. So she's heading towards the science bay. Vincent.
I imagine at this point Vincent's probably on the tail end of having like checked a lot of the crew. So he sees Mercy. He's like, "Oh, Mercy, perfect timing. I have just finished checking the rest of the crew. They are relatively in good health, minus a few with high blood pressure. Have you had a chance to drop off the results of your self checkup? I would not normally be okay with people self-checking, but your credentials do seem valid, so I would trust your word. But have you had the time yet?"
Kind of looks almost like, considering the fact that I've had a pilot breathing down my throat every fucking chance he gets to recheck all of my fucking work. Why the fuck they even bother hiring me for the position if he's gonna recheck me every time he turns around? I dropped that shit on your desk the other day.
Of course. Thank you. I will be sure to check that out. One more thing, if you would. As far as your medical records go, there's nothing yet in the system, and I was going to build new medical records for yourself and Nova. So, do you have any pre-existing conditions that I should be aware of?
None that concern you.
I'm none that concern me.
None that concern you. None that are going to affect me at the job. None that you need to worry about that are going to pop up as issues for while I'm here.
As the ship's medical officer, I must insist that in order for me to best do my job and ensure the health of everyone on board, I do need honesty from my patients. Of course, whatever you tell me will, of course, be very confidential, and it will stay with me. Privacy is of an utmost importance, of course.
You can insist, and I told you, there's nothing in my past that you need to know about that's going to affect my job here. So.
I see. Well, he kind of looks around, like, a little unsure of, like, how to handle this. It's like, well, if you ever have trouble feeling unwell or anything, do let me know. I'll be very happy to help, and I do hope you change your mind.
She just kind of like, I'm not one to share much about my past. We'll just leave it at that. Okay? I've got reasons behind it. I ask that you respect that. Talker or not.
Of course, and you, yes, just, I'm not required to know everything about your past, just your physical well-being. No, I will not even. I will not inquire the why as to anything, should you wish it.
You just kind of nod, just like, it's a lot more complicated than just. If it comes up and I absolutely have to tell you, I'll tell you. Otherwise, no, you're not going to make some record sheet that somebody else can go track down and find.
Of course. I will respect your wishes to the most of my ability. He kind of once again looks around. It's like I should probably get to some work, and I assume you yourself are very busy.
She just kind of shrugs and is like, I'm starting to wonder.
Is everything not all right with your job? You did mention, who was it, Jeff, looking over your shoulder?
I mean, he's rechecked my work every time I turn around. So, kind of makes me wonder why he even fucking picked me for the position. if he's going to literally fucking recheck my work every time I turn around.
Ah, I see. I can see why that could be frustrating. Yes. Perhaps have you perhaps confronted him yet about it? A simple request of, trust that you are capable of doing your job.
Yeah, to be fair, he ain't exactly shown that he trusts me to do my job, considering the fact he's rechecking it.
Fair point.
So,
Well,
I'll do my stint.
Okay.
Alright.
So, Mercy, you are next then. And looks like your buddy is the captain, so... I think you come to talk to the captain about your concerns. Okay. It's up to you.
No,
He's-
I mean, she...
He's sitting on the bridge, just kind of got a foot propped up, watching.
She kind of walks up, it's like, Captain, question for you.
Yeah.
Y'all hired me for science officer, correct?
Yep.
I would guess that means that you trust me to do my job, yes, sir?
Wouldn't have hired you if we didn't trust you to do your job.
Because in truth, I don't feel like I'm trusted to do my job.
Oh? Why is that?
Because your captain keeps rechecking my work.
Oh, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
He's kind of particular.
I understand that, and I can respect that. However, I mean, you hired me to do my job. I wouldn't have a reason to not do it. And it makes me feel like if he's going to redo the work, or he's going to keep checking it with the intent to almost seem like he's trying to redo my work, is there really a need for me to be here for it? If he's already going to try to do my job.
Well, I guess whether you want to hear it or not, maybe try looking at it this way. You have the job that you have to do because it's necessary. It's needed. Jeff has his job, and his job is to keep an eye on what's going on with the ship, including navigation, making sure that the medical officers taking care of the people on the ship, making sure that our payload specialists take care of the cargo, making sure that our engineers are keeping the ship in functioning order. Sometimes it can be a little zealous, maybe. That might be a strong word. But I assure you, he's just doing his job. And he hasn't had anything bad to say to me about the work that you've done. So it seems like you're doing your job just fine.
She's been not. If you say so, sir. I'll get back to work then.
I'll talk to him. Okay?
I'd appreciate that.
No problem.
Meanwhile, Jeff stood right there.
She doesn't give a shit.
I mean, the bridge does has all the officers, the captain and the pilot, which is Jeff. He's just sitting there, just kind of listening to this, like.
I almost imagine just spacing out the whole time when she leaves. Like, what did you guys talk about?
I mean, he kind of was only half paying attention, He was he was like half paying attention, and then a quarter of his attention was on actually piloting, because you can kind of do that in his sleep, and then the other part was he was reading a book.
And as she turns and walks off, she mutters under her breath, "Maybe he needs to get laid," and then walks off back to her position.
And he's like, huh, what?
Maybe you ought to ease up on her a little.
Yeah, look, she just making sure all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed, is it? And suffice to say, I'm actually impressed with the work. Yeah.
Have you told her that?
No, but I haven't corrected any of her work, so that should be a sign.
Man, these people are great communicators. So
A plus communications.
She's a little high-strung, if you haven't noticed. So,
Yeah, well, I don't know. What do you think? Give her like a high five or gold star or something? That works?
just don't slap her on the ass. Yeah, you'll be alright.
He kind of gives him a little like, really?
High five, sure. Why don't you just talk to her? How about that? Tell her she's doing a good job or something.
I mean, I know, Rex, I know I'm the first officer and whatnot, but you know me, I don't do the whole good job, team morale bullshit. I fly the ship, make sure everything is in order, and that's it. And the rest
work with this lady for a while, so
the rest of the crew understands this. Yeah, fine. Fucking play nice.
well,
He's doing a lot of talking with his hands too.
So there's a reason not to play nice. Yeah, I mean, get along with them.
Yeah.
Remember what happened to our last medical officer? You didn't want to talk to her either.
Yeah, well, she was weird. She kept following me. I don't appreciate that.
She had to ask me weird questions like, "How are you feeling?"
Yeah. She wanted to know way too much about how I was feeling, and it's been 24 hours, lady. I'm feeling the same as when you asked the last time.
Oh.
You hear a siren come from someone?
So you got
Mm-hmm.
a couple of days to get to this place we need to get to. So let's just keep everybody in good spirits until we find out what our next job is.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'll lay off, and I want to go to the doctor and tell her she's doing a good job.
Good. Who's your buddy, Jeff?
My buddy is actually the captain, so they just had a talk.
They
They
did.
just had a heart to heart.
Alright, so Nova, you're the last one left.
Yeah.
Who's your buddy?
Well, she thinks it's Jeff right now, so
So
never
Jeff,
know.
how are you going to encounter Nova?
I should probably unmute myself. He's probably going to meet her in the galley, because he after the conversation with the captain, he's actually going to head back there and grab some more coffee, and start actually talking with the ship's cook about getting dinner ready to go.
Cook.
Did we not have a cook? At least like not like a designated cook, but like somebody, some. I mean,
Maybe they have like each
a rotating schedule or something.
Yeah, each section of the ship, like their team is in charge of dinner or something.
Why don't you put the schedule together since you're the pilot?
First officer, it's got to do everything. What the fuck does Rex do? Their drink.
It's like, come on, Cap, we were just picking people up. You know, the most important thing for any ship to have is a cook!
So-
maybe you'll bring that up in the next meeting.
So Nova, as you're going by the galley, you see Jeff in the galley talking to the cook.
Is there a cook or is there not a cook? That is the question.
I would say it was the latter option where there's like a rotating schedule on each kind of section. You know, each team kind of has a galley duty for like a week or whatever.
Is it going to be the convenient case where the cargo people, it's their turn to make dinner?
No, it's actually the engineering
Oh.
group. Yeah, that are handling chow for this week. Yeah. So if you find like a bolt or something in your eggs, you know, just put it aside. It probably goes to something important.
Yeah, Nova has a clipboard in hand and an empty mug in the other, and she's heading to go get some more coffee and notices Jeff and just nods hi. And takes a look at this dinner schedule, and she has a mild look of concern as she reads that the engineer team is on dinner duty this week.
And yeah, Jeff's there talking with the head of engineering, just kind of going over a couple of things. Things like you know, rations and provisions that they picked up from the last stop and whatnot. And apparently tonight's dinner is beef stroganoff.
Look, we're all set. We're good. We're always good. Why are you always on me? Why you always gotta worry about this stuff?
Look, man, I'm just making sure you don't put fucking mushrooms in the beef stroganoff like last time. All right? Okay.
Well, I like mushrooms.
I don't.
Well, then maybe you should make your own food.
No, Nova kind of interjects and says, "Can we at least have some vegetables this time around? Some other nutrients."
Vegetable. I mean, it's a fungus. That's almost a vegetable, right? That's a vegetable. I bet that's vegetable.
Nova says, "No, that's not a vegetable, but it is nutritious."
See?
But
See?
Just chop them up, okay? Just chop them really tiny. Everybody be happy.
All right. I'll puree them just for you. And Bruce kind of walks off to start preparing food.
And Jeff kind of turns over to Noah. He's like, "Hey," he kind of gives her the once over, like the up and down. He's like, "You look like a fungus kind of person."
Nova kind of gives him a look of concern at that comment, and he's like, "What? A fungus person?"
No, you look like someone who likes mushrooms. Can't stand it. It's a texture.
I do like mushrooms. Well, I'm sorry, but they're highly nutritious and they're good for you, and you should eat them.
Nah, I'll pass. No, good.
I was just gonna say, she kind of shrugs and says, "Well, you're lost, man. You're lost."
Yeah, I mean, you got this Yahoo over there, and he kind of motions to Bruce with his love of mushrooms, and then you with your mushroom powder. What? Ruin
It's
a
good
perfect
stuff,
good
man.
cup of coffee.
You
Anyway.
hardly notice it. It gives a little bit of a funk, but at the end of the day, if my brain's working better...
Why do I want funk in my coffee? Why? Explain to me why I want funk in my coffee.
Because it helps you wake up even more than coffee
The
does.
coffee helps me wake up. That's what the coffee's there for.
She kind of just puts her hands up and she's like, "Hey man, I didn't force you to have the reishi mushrooms. I'm just telling you what they do. And I like them."
Speaking
I like
of
them.
how you settling in material, you've kind of taken over that group. Seems to be running tip top. What's her face? He kind of snaps his finger, trying to remember the.
Lacey. Lacey's her name.
Yeah, how's y'all two doing?
She talks a lot.
Yeah.
And she also had the plants on a nutrients that wasn't good for their species. So luckily that's been rectified now, but she talks big game but doesn't have the chops to back it up.
That's unfortunate. Keep an eye on her and let me know if she improves. I mean, mistakes happen, ain't nobody perfect, but we got
So as these
quite a
guys were
large
talking,
cargo.
Mercy, you come walking into the alley level.
Yeah, quite a large. We got a large bit of cargo there. We can't afford to lose any of that. Just someone's stupid mistake. It doesn't look good for us. So
Yeah,
just
well,
keep an eye
we'll
on it.
see what happens when it's not plants. I might be kind of off my game when it's that. I mean, this is kind of just my forte, so to speak. So, you never know.
Yeah, it's fair. Anything you need? And as he notices Mercy walk in, and kind of gives her a wave. He's like, so, kind of asking that question to Nova first, but he looks at her. He's like, anything you need in science?
She just kind of looks
Anything
over
your
at
crew
him and
needs?
shakes her hands like, no, we are doing our job just fine.
No, I get that. It's no doubt in my mind you guys are doing a good job. I'm just wondering if y'all need anything. Any equipment? Anybody stand
pretty-
out?
She just kind of shakes her head no, and she's like, no, everybody's running, doing what they're supposed to. I mean, I wouldn't say anybody's doing anything above another, but
No?
Nova with this obvious tension in the air, she's just kind of like looking back and forth at the two of them, and she's like, I think we're good. I mean, there's a couple light bulbs that are out in the cargo bay. It'd be kind of nice to have more light in there. And she kind of looks at Mercy and then looks back at Jeff, and she's like, this is a weird combination. The vibe has very much changed in this area.
Greg kind of looks from one to the other and just sips his coffee. Like, sorry, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff. He's like, yeah.
I mean, if it's an issue, I'll go back to my place.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just checking. I'm checking up on everybody. By the way, beef stroganoff for dinner tonight.
No mushrooms, right?
No, he's putting mushrooms in. He's gonna puree them though, so that's.
She just
better.
kind of scrunches her nose, like, yeah.
Yeah. See, my thoughts exactly. But apparently, mushrooms are good for you.
Water's good for you, doesn't mean you drink it.
Ladies, got point. Place your topic.
I mean, I personally prefer tea or the occasional sip of whiskey. Oh, okay, not sip, but that's the point.
Yeah.
No, but kind of just she mouths awkward and takes a sip of her coffee.
I'll get maintenance on the light bulbs in the cargo area. Either of you guys need anything in terms of equipment or whatever, just let me know.
Vincent, you come in now.
Alright.
Let's add more awkward.
and as he walks in, Jeff walks right out. Keep in mind,
Mercy's gonna move and actually step into the doorway.
Jeff and Vincent actually haven't done the checkup yet.
Jeff, excellent timing. I was just hoping to see you.
He's got his mug in hand. He's sipping from it. Oh, sorry, Doc. I gotta go take a shit. Be right back. Right by him. The other direction.
Mercy just looks over at Vincent's like, good luck, you ain't gonna get him to do it.
To be frank, I'm having trouble getting anyone on this crew to cooperate.
Nova kind of just goes, hey, I did your checkup just fine.
And I'm very thankful for that, though. more than just the checkup. I was also hoping to build some medical records for you, as this ship's database does not have any. But obviously, this is time for lunch, so that does not have to be now. But sometime afterwards, I would enjoy some time to sit down and talk about any pre-existing conditions you may have. But what is for lunch?
Apparently, beef stroganoff with puree.
I think that's
fucking
what's for
mushrooms.
dinner. For dinner is beef stroganoff. I think we're on our own for lunch.
Beef stroganoff. Lovely. Goes over and he grabs some, sees the mushrooms, makes no comment.
Okay. I think you guys. Go ahead.
Nova is still just standing here and being like, "Why is everybody so awkward with each other?"
It is.
She just seems befuddled by how awkward it is.
Maybe she's the awkward one.
Vince is there. He responds, "Yes, it is quite troubling. It makes it very difficult for people to be honest with me. So far, the captain, Jeff, and Mercy as well have all refused to cooperate with me, making my job.
Is Mercy still right there? That's the question.
And she looked there and she's like, "No, I didn't refuse to cooperate. I refused to give you details. I said if it came up, I would tell you. That is the limitation of my cooperation."
Very well. He just looks for someone to sit down with his meal. He's like, kind of looks at him. He's like, "Do you see what I mean?"
Nova just looks between the two and just takes another sip of coffee, doesn't comment, just kind of looks like around to see if there's anybody else that she can interact with besides these two.
The Bruce, the head engineering, isn't there? He's the one that was talking with Jeff to begin with.
Nova slowly gets up from the table, away from Vincent, and goes over to talk to Bruce about food and what his recipe is and what he plans on doing. And hopefully that he cooks some vegetables.
Mercy will actually go over and work on making some tea and coffee.
Okay. And unless you guys have some more you would like to interact with anybody else on the crew at this point, no. All right.
No, Jeff is good. He's making his way back to the bridge.
Making his way back to the bridge. So we're going to move ahead to the actual getting to this location. When you guys get to this, the location that you're going is a orbital space station. It's actually above, basically what looks like a rock. And it doesn't look like it has barely any atmosphere or nothing. And a captain comes over the PA. Officers report to the bridge. Payload specialist report to the bridge.
So Jeff's kind of sitting in this pilot seat, just chilling. Kind of got his one boot up on the helms panel.
This is a couple days later, correct?
Yep.
Mercy will take, I'm assuming, just a few steps from where she's normally at over to where he's at. Or just kind of peek her head over so that she's listening.
It's up to you whether you were already on the bridge or not. That's fine. So it looks like we're here. We're gonna have to dock with that. He points. There's viewports and you can see this space station. It is a UA space station. You can tell it's pretty high security, and they've got railguns mounted on the exterior of the facility. There is another ship in the area. It's a Corvette class. Definitely these Marines. The captain just kind of looks around at you guys. So how's their cargo doing?
Nova nods and says, "Well, they look better than when I started, so they're healthy, they're happy. Gonna make some good fertilizer."
Good. Good.
So you actually see Jeff kind of sitting there. He's seems to be kind of sat up a bit. He seems to be working and talking with I guess what amounts to air traffic control individuals on the space station itself, kind of getting their docking bay and making sure that all the relevant information is transferred. The papers, the ship's name, ID number, crew manifest, cargo, and all that jazz.
This is a spot where you're going to have to work in tandem with your science officer.
Oh my god.
No.
Sweet. he's fine.
You're getting all this information. You need somebody to plug it into the nav computer for you.
But he kind of looks over at Mercy. He's like, "So, I'm shooting over the info to your terminal right now. If you can plug in a trajectory for me, that'd be great."
Mercy keeps her mouth shut, and she moves over and she starts working, and completely professional.
And kind of gives her a thumbs up.
Her response is actually to flip him off at that point.
It's fucking rude, man. He just kind of shakes his head. He's like, "Man, you try to be nice to some people."
However, if he doesn't pay attention, she's actually got a bit of a shit-eating grin on her face. And she's like, "Well, quit checking my stuff 20 million times."
But she will have noticed that the last couple of days he hasn't actually checked it. So I'm assuming she spits back a trajectory and kind of flight path for him, and he kind of takes it. He actually he kind of maneuvers his seat into a more upright position, so to speak, and he kind of grabs a stick and starts maneuvering the Wisp into the lane, so to speak.
Yeah, this is a big. She's a big ship. Predominantly the cargo holds.
Yeah, that's the biggest part. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a bit of a beast to maneuver. The captain kind of glances back over his shoulder at you, Vincent. So?
Yes, sir.
You got anything to say?
About the shipment, sir?
Are you an expert in kelp now, too?
No, it's looking very green.
Alright. Well, let's take her in. We'll see what we have. Let's get this cargo unloaded and see if they have something for a backhaul.
I thought we were here to potentially pick up some ore to transport on our way back.
Oh, that's the plan, but as I look through this log, it doesn't look like that's a guarantee.
Huh. That's a fucking shame. Who do we gotta bribe? Or kill?
I don't know, I might have to go over there and talk to him.
This just kind of gives Jeff a look when Jeff says that.
Or kill.
Yeah, when he's like kill, it's like,
So you any good with that scalpel there, Doc?
Yes, I consider myself quite skilled, though I would prefer not to use it for any purpose Jeff might have for it.
Nova kind of puts her hand on Vincent's shoulder and just says, "Hey, they're just pulling your leg. It's you don't have to comment. It's fine."
I see. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Sid.
And yeah, Jeff again. He maneuvers the Wisp into the flight lanes and kind of just taxis her in. Gets to their bay 12. Releases the docking umbilical cord. Waits for it to seal.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to have you two work together on this.
All right.
So,
Let's go.
Mercy, I need you to give me a contact roll.
Yeah, that's no success.
Okay. So you're having some problem lining everything up based on the coordinates, the information that Jeff gave you. It seems like maybe it's wrong. There's something's not right. You want to try and push that roll?
It won't let me push it.
No? You want to push it?
Yeah, but it won't let me.
I think if the push button doesn't work, if you could probably manually set your stress level up one and then just roll again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. For people who don't know, the way this system works is that when you make a certain type of skill check, you roll a bunch of die equal to your stat plus your skill, and your success is determined on how many sixes that you roll in that bunch of die.
Yeah, I had one success, but I also have a
Okay.
no good.
Panic.
Ooh. Just a minute.
And that's the other fun part of the system. There's also a stress system that adds die to your rolls, and you can roll a panic die on those extra dice.
Yes.
Which can result in a number of bad things.
And then we panic. But you're only at stress level 1, so...
Yeah, the stress die can help in some cases, because if they come up as a 6, those add more successes, but the panic part is the detriment to having the stress die. It's very kind of risk reward as you get more of those.
Yes. Okay. So, Mercy. Hold on a second. Give me a d6 roll and add your panic to it. Add your stress level. With that panic, it'd be stress level 2 now.
Hopefully that's a good thing.
Yeah, you know, you're in a stressful situation. You don't know what to do here because it seems like no matter what you're doing, this isn't lining up. So as you're trying to program the ship to work with the pilot, it's not working. And you're feeling the stress of that, but it's not like you're freaking out. So go ahead. What are you gonna do with this?
she kind of smacks her hand on the deal and she looks over at Jeff. She's like, "You sure you're giving me the right shit for this? Because this ain't lining up right."
Jeff is like, what do you mean it ain't lining up right? Hold
Just
on.
what I said. This ain't lining up right. I put it in multiple times. It ain't working right.
All right, give me a second. He kind of reaches back out to traffic control. He's like, "Hey, did you guys give me the right fucking trajectory and coordinates here?"
Can Nova make a roll to observe to see if she can figure out what's going on?
Sure.
What might be wrong?
Sure.
Oh, did it work? No, it did not. Oh, Ooh, and would this be at long range or no?
I wouldn't say long range.
Okay. I'll just do it normally then. Ooh, got 2 successes.
Okay. So with that, you think you have an idea to help Mercy. So if you want to obviously RP that piece, but you can give her potentially +1 to her roll.
Alright, Nova kind of coyly goes by Mercy and says, I think I know what's going on. Can I help you?
He just kind of saws us and says, "I guess."
Alright, and she kind of looks over at the window and kind of sees what's going on, and she's like, I think their comms are just a decimal off, and she goes and types in the number.
Okay, so as you guys are doing this, Vincent, you're looking out this viewport, and this you could tell you were moving towards this space station, but this space station is rapidly getting huge in front of the ship. You can tell you're moving up pretty fast.
Yeah. So Vincent kind of comes up next to Jeff. It's like, excuse me, Jeff. We do seem to be coming in a little hot. Don't you think?
Watch too many movies, Doc. It's like, don't worry, we're coming in just fine. I think they kind of gave me some wrong trajectory there, and that's fudged things a little bit, but we're all right, no problem.
Okay.
Nothing I can't handle. He kind of calls back to Mercy. Hey, good on adjustment there, Mercy. That was not on you. That was on them.
She just mutters under her breath, "It wasn't fucking me."
So give me a pilot roll.
Alright, and we're gonna do this, and this, and this.
Okay.
Wow. just wow.
Hey, you got success in there.
Yeah, out of 10 dice, 1.
Hey, getting at least 1 is enough.
Well, you wanna push it?
No.
You know what?
Man about to go hard?
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay. You definitely. It takes a little bit, even with the adjustment made. But you managed to bring the ship in and get the umbilical over and get docked.
Okay.
Captain just kind of goes, Never had a doubt.
No. Yeah, I know. So he docks, Jeff docks the ship and kind of jumps on the horn with the traffic control. He's like, next time you guys give me the fucking right trajectory, all right? Got my my navigation officer over here working her ass off fixing y'all fuck up. So get your shit squared away.
Nova, who is still kind of leaning by Mercy, just kind of gently taps her on the shoulder, and she's like, just take the credit. Just take it. It's okay. And she kind of moves away very slowly, kind of almost like Mercy is a ticking time bomb, and she doesn't know how to deal with it.
Okay, Mercy, how are you going to react to that?
She just looks over at Jeff and goes, "It was her, not me."
And he kind of looks. He looks over where she's pointed, and he kind of looks over at Nova, and then looks back at Mercy. He's like, I mean, good job, the both of you. You for keeping us on target, given the target was wrong, and from fucking crashing. So yeah, take the win, and you for helping her adjust. Yay, team!
Yes, good job.
Quit watching movies.
That has nothing to do with a movie.
All right, so you guys get the cargo unloaded, and the captain goes over and talks to these guys for a little while. So you did about 6 hours. That's how long you're docked at the station. While after they get the kelp unloaded, a couple strange things happen. One, a detachment of Marines comes on board the Wisp. And they bring some new cargo on board, but they don't let you handle it, Nova.
Jeff comes to actually meet them when they're coming on board. And they'll I mean his bomber jacket has, unit patches and things on it, clearly visible. It's like, all right, who's the OIC? Because this kind of motions to them. This ain't usual.
All paperwork's in order. You need to speak to your captain.
Nova, who's standing next to Jeff, is kind of like, well, I need the paperwork too. Obviously, you have it. Can I just have it?
You need to speak to your captain.
We'll talk to Rex when he gets back. All right, guys. Is there anything you need from us?
Just stay out of the way.
All right.
Fair enough. We'll be riding along with. We'll be riding along for a couple of days.
Nova kind of just puts her hands up in defeat, and she's like, I don't even fucking know what's in those things.
Well, whatever it is, it's our next payday. Don't ask no questions. All right, fellas. He spots Bruce. Bruce here is going to show you guys layout of the ship where you'll be berthed and to the galley, shit like that. Get your stow your gear and put away.
Making stroganoff.
It's gonna have mushrooms in it. As Jeff kind of makes his way back up to the bridge.
So the 6 hours is done, and Captain comes back on board. You have 4 Marines on board in cargo hold. And Captain calls you all together. You don't really have a meeting room, so you pretty much use the galley. All right.
So I'm gonna take it that's not ore we got in our cargo hold.
No, it's ore. Here's the deal. It's not what we're taking, it's where we're taking.
And where might that be?
To another destination that's in uncharted space. So Captain looks at Mercy. How do you feel about charting a course? The nav system can't do it because there's no star references out there. So you're gonna have to manually do it.
It's gonna be a challenge, but I can do it.
Okay.
Thing is, she's like, I'm not gonna be able to do cryo sleep if that's what the plan is for this one. I'll have to stay and monitor it.
That's impossible. You can't do that.
Going that far out?
Okay, guys, you can't be awake while the ship's in that job. That's just not good. I'm quite sure that the doctor here will back me up on that, because we want you to be healthy, mentally and physically.
Nova
yes.
kind of just shrugs and says, I've never been out that far, so whatever you say goes, Captain, but I just want to know what we're carrying. Yeah. I don't know if I quite trust it yet.
Some sort of mineral that they found on this hunk of rock we're floating over.
And to be fair, Captain, staying up during FDL flight is not advisable, but can be done. Especially if you're risking going into uncharted territory. But
staying.
Well, I'm not gonna tell you that you have to get in the pods. You want to take that into your own hands. That's, it's been nice knowing you.
Maybe you can get up once or twice rather than while the rest of us are under the whole time. Maybe you can at least check, make sure everything's still on course, and then get back in.
Doc?
Well, any time spent awake during FTL speed should be kept to an absolute minimum. Staying awake during that time could lead to a condition known as neurological distortion disorder, or NDD, which can manifest symptoms such as paranoia, epilepsy, sometimes psychotic behavior. It's very nasty stuff. We should be very wary of risking such a condition.
What's the max then?
Well, trying to find the info that I can about this. I'll just make a random call because I can't seem to find the lore. I would say no more than just a few hours. Any more than that, and you are likely to start suffering symptoms, as well as the specific light speeder. The faster we go, the more adverse the symptoms may be as well.
Yeah, that's fair. What was the max allotted hours, Doc?
3 or 4.
Yes, I would say somewhere around there, depending on body weight.
All right.
Nova kind of looks over at Mercy and says, "Probably to be safe, you should only be out for 2 hours."
Well, I mean, it's not just going to be her. I am the pilot of the ship, so if we're going to have to drop out of hypersleep. Either both of us will make sure the navigation's still on course and ship itself is all right, and then just go back to bed.
Yes, that would be best.
What about cargo? Does it need any maintenance, or the Marines going to take care of that?
The Marines will only be with us for the next couple days, so we're going to get an escort by that frigate we see on the way in.
All right.
And
So
we're
they're going to
ready.
be here for a couple of days. How far is the cargo going?
It's about 75 days in FTL.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a jump.
75 days FTL. I'd say me and Mercy will probably have to drop out of hypersleep,
Every 30 days, probably.
something like that. So twice. Roughly course correct, make sure the ship's still good. Go work with that.
Okay.
Nova kind of looks over at the captain and says, well, they're going to be here only a couple days. I got to get the information on how to maintain the cargo.
Also, are we getting paid to be taxis?
They'll turn that over to us before they leave.
So
They
I'm
just-
probably going to have to get out of hypersleep a couple times too.
Well, we're not going into hypersleep until we're ready to leave the sector. So they're gonna escort us to the edge of the sector, where the Marines will be disembarking, and we'll be jumping directly into FDR.
But to check on cargo, I gotta get up, or do you think, based on what we're carrying, we don't need to?
It's the order as far as I know.
So
Nova
if it's
kinda
just a bunch
nods,
of
looking
rocks,
skeptic.
Are we all going to stop every few days and wake
Nah.
up so we can check on the cargo and see the ship's
I mean,
going?
it all depends. I think if it's a bunch of rocks, probably not. Honestly, probably just gonna have to get up the make sure that the navigation's good, ship's good, and just like I said, we go back to sleep. The rest of y'all be down for a dirt nap.
All right. So, you guys good? Doc, you okay with all this?
Well, I do find myself wondering why this cargo warrants an escort. Does seem rather strange to me.
Apparently, this whole area is contested. So, I mean, this is a new UA discovery. Apparently, they think that somebody's going to try and take it from them. They're not
With
wrong.
that, Nova just kind of lets out a ha!
I mean, it's just a bunch of rocks, but what the fuck do I know?
They're worried that something's going to be stolen from them. That's funny.
Hmm.
All right. We ready to do this?
Yep. That's. I guess let's get the show on the road.
All right. So
Got
you
places
guys
to be.
spend the 2 days. Get yourselves out to the edge of the sector. The Marines, they don't really interact a whole lot. They kind of just keep to themselves. There's always at least one in the cargo bay. They turn over, some paperwork to you, Nova, basically telling you how to handle this cargo. You notice that the cargo itself is in some sort of magnetic suspension. It's not like just regular crates. The crates themselves are magnetized. And part
Does
of
it say if it's radioactive or not?
Oh, well, it does say they are not to be opened.
Hmm.
And that's one of the Marines is with you tells you, yeah, they instructed us not to open these crates no matter what until they get to the final destination and just turn them over. We would go with you, but the ship doesn't have enough pods.
No, that kind of just nods and says, well, that's reassuring.
It'll be fine.
Nova kind of just gives him this look of like, really? Really? Okay, whatever.
Going unprotected into uncharted space? Come on, what's the worst that could happen?
She kind of just shrugged and said, I should have just gone back home. I should have just gone back home.
All right, so Jeff,
Yo.
Mercy. So Mercy, you're working on charting this course. It's definitely a task because you have no reference data. So trying to chart a course through this space to get you from here to there is... And the computer can help to some degree. But it's going to take a little skill on your part. How do you want to handle this? You're going to have to make 3 rolls. But before we get to that point of making 3 rolls, what would you like to do?
I mean, from an OC standpoint, I don't know.
Well, you could talk to other crew members if you so choose to. See if they can assist you. Or you can just decide to go alone. Or you could just tell the captain and Jeff that you can't do it.
I mean, Jeff would be the only one that she would probably want to talk to about setting it up.
Go for it.
I mean, he's off the bridge, so that's where she'll find him.
Yeah, she'll head up to the bridge and I guess talk to him about trying to set up the nav points where they need to go and...
Okay, Jeff. Here comes your enemy. Here comes your rival to talk to you.
It's at this point where, Jeff is kind of sitting there at the helm. He's doing his thing, and he kind of looks up as she walks in, and it's like, all right, we gotta work it out for us. So, what are you thinking?
I mean, do we have anything in regards to anything that's been charted out there that we can use?
Unfortunately, no. We just got
Or even close to it?
Coordinates given to us at, between point A and point B, essentially. We got to fill in the blanks between.
There's one sure way that you know of, Mercy, and that would be to fly back into charted space, make the majority of the trip through charted space, and then it's basically a shorter leap out to this location. But they've requested that you get cargo to this location as quickly as possible. And the only way to do that is to fly directly through this uncharted space.
And she's like, we're flying blind if we try to go through straight uncharted. I mean, you're talking contested territory. I mean, we don't know what we're flying into out there.
Yeah, that's what worries me, to be honest.
And the moment anybody finds out that we're carrying material from them, and she kind of, you kind of see her hand twitch twin with the ring, and she's like, "You're gonna have a specific group coming if they find out we're flying for them."
Yeah, we're gonna have problems. I mean, aside from the issue of getting lost. Do you got any options? Because honestly, this is
The only other
It's-
option is going to take us longer.
how much longer?
Hard to say.
Because I mean, if it's not that much longer, I mean, saying Captain is saying about 75 days. If it's say, a couple more days past that, I'd
Probably longer than that. I mean,
rather
I'd say probably easy 80, 85.
Probably more than that, but if you just some FYI information for you, Mercy, it's probably roughly 110 days if you take this alternate route.
Okay.
And that's, you could probably push the engines to get it down to about 100 days.
So she'll relay the number of days, and she's like, unless you push the engines, but then you risk if we push them too hard. However, it's charted territory. We can guarantee much better that we're going to be dealing with less uncharted place, less dangers. So really, it depends on how you look at it. Straight uncharted, we have a risk of actually taking longer if you really want to get technical. If we get into trouble. So really, this is something we need to run by the captain because it's going to be his call ultimately.
All right. Well, and Jeff kind of comes over the PA and calls Captain to the bridge.
It takes a little bit, probably about 10-15 minutes, and Captain shows up. You guys hear Jeff page Captain to the bridge. The ones who are not on the bridge. Yeah. What do we got?
So, we're straight uncharted here. We don't know what's between here and there. We don't know the risks. We don't know the dangers. You're talking major risk with probably potential being a lot longer than the 80 days or the 75 days or so if we run into trouble. However, we can go through charted space. It's going to take about 110 days, depending on how hard we push the engines, but we can guarantee a lot better that we're going to get there with less trouble.
Yeah, it's a bit more time, but
this one's more of a guarantee than going straight uncharted. We go straight uncharted, there's no guarantee of what we're going to get into, and there's nothing we can really compare to get us there. I mean...
Well, Jeff, you know how this works. I've always treated my crew this way. I don't want to lose my ship, but this cargo is only half pay if we don't get it there on time. And if we're more than 15 days late, which puts us at 90 days, then we get expenses. That's it.
Okay.
So
she looks again. She's like, without having comparisons or something to get us even close. I mean, even some of your best navigators would fuck up with this one. Honestly, flying straight uncharted.
Yeah, I mean the lady's got a point, Rex. We're flying blind. We got our starting point and our end point. Everything in between. We're gonna be plotting the course essentially. And he kind of looks over at Mercy. He's like, I know we can do it, but not a guarantee.
That's the route you want to take, Captain. That's what we'll do. But I just want you to know what we're coming into, because yeah, that's contested space.
Well, I wasn't offered a choice on carrying this cargo, so one way or the other, we're taking this cargo to its destination.
It's just a question of we're getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about this? We've got out of character. Have we dropped the Marines off already, or that we're about kind of approaching that point?
We're approaching that point right now.
Still got like
And
they got like
still
a day
the
left.
frigate escort.
Okay. Well, how about this? We he kind of looks over at Mercy. This is like let's sit down. Let's take the points we got and see if we can't fill in the rest, and see if we can't plot a decent nav chart and see what we got. So
Chicks, Captain, don't have any old maybe war charts or anything like that.
Out this far? Has it? The only people that come out here are these scientists. I don't know what else.
I mean, if
And there's some colonists that come out this far, but I mean, you know, as the frontier expands, we're pretty far out right now.
and none of the frigates that are escorting us here got any logbooks, nothing.
Back and forth
Nav
to chart
chart.
space, the way we just came.
You think this is something they do them fucking selves if it's so fucking important? Shit. Alright.
Apparently they only have
Mercy.
the one ship available. So
Mercy kind of shook her
that's
head
why
and she's
we're
like,
the other ship that's available.
Quick
well,
DM question.
Hmm.
Would Nova know of any scientists and or colony groups because she is from a colony group? Would she know any
Not
that
out.
may have gone out this far?
You know that people come out here, but here's the thing with this: we're quite a ways outside of the charted territory right now.
Okay.
And most of the colonies that are established out here are a lot of them are just never heard from yet. Or not heard from for a very long time. It's a dangerous thing. It's not something to be taken lightly, even being out here.
It's kind of the same in the scientific community as well.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, usually the science expeditions that come out here are government sponsored or corporate sponsored, and then they have private security to come with them. Freighters that are willing to come out here and do this are the ones that get paid well, or never come back.
Great.
Fantastic.
Living life on the edge, baby. So with that, Jeff's gonna suggest that he and Mercy kind of work on building a navigation chart for this particular route. See what they get.
Okay.
So and yeah, for me, that's basically I'm gonna try rolling my comms tech in conjunction with hers, and hopefully they get something good.
All right, so we'll do 3 rolls. Mercy, you have 3 rolls, and we'll do 3 rolls apiece.
do I still have the stress level on?
Yes.
Hasn't it been a couple days though?
Oh wait, no, you're right. No stress level.
Oh, thank God.
No stress.
Yeah. Might
Yeah.
have some stress now.
Nah, just chill.
So, one at a time, who's going to roll first?
I guess I'll roll first.
Okay. Go for it.
All 3?
I just one at a time, and you can decide if you want to push that roll.
No.
Okay, roll your next one.
There's a success with that one.
Okay, you want to push that roll?
Mm-mm.
Okay, roll your third one. Okay. Do you want to push that roll?
With the way roll 20 treats me? No.
All right, Jeff. Your turn.
Fuck it, we'll push it.
Okay.
Okay.
Next roll.
Guys, we're gonna
Success.
die. We're gonna die. These rolls are not going well.
All right. At this point, Jeff, you're looking at this, and I mean your confidence in your ability to do this is a little shaken. You're not really sure, this is really going to work. I mean, it's risk. You're still not under control.
Okay. All right. So third roll. Here we go.
Okay.
Does not look great.
2 panics in there.
Yeah.
Homeboy's not having a good time.
Mm-mm.
So give me a D6 roll, buddy.
Roll 20. The numero uno.
Oh, okay.
And roll 20 out here to sabotage it.
You're you're a little stressed, man, but and not losing control. You're not 100% confidence, but keeping it together.
Okay.
So are you going to go with what you got?
Kind of confers with Mercy. He's like, I ain't 100% on this, but I think this is about as good as it's getting.
Like I said, even your best aren't always going to be able to successfully. We're going into Uncharted with nothing for reference.
Yeah, but it's either we do this or we're paying them to get the cargo tool.
I mean, at this point, we may pay them either way, so.
Yeah.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Good work. We gave it our best. So he kind of goes to Rex with the information, say, look, this is what we got. It's a risk. We not 100% sure. But I mean, it seems like we're between a rock and a hard place. So it's at the end of the day, man, it's your call.
Odd or even?
You receive it.
Man, I hate to cart this stuff all that way and get nothing and make this whole thing a wash. Do you think we can do it in 90 days?
We're gonna push the engines pretty hard.
Not if we're going. Are you talking going through Uncharted? This is OC. Is he talking going Uncharted or Charted?
He's just asking a question. If we can do it in 90 days. And we know it's probably 70 some days if we just fly straight through. It's like 110 days if we try and go out around.
100 if we push the engines to the max.
Yeah.
So
Anything
if
over
you're
90 means we just get cost. We don't get paid, basically.
This is our only option to try to keep it within the 90 days.
Is to fly straight through.
Fly straight through and hope we can get it. I mean, without having a reference point. Like,
Go. He kind of motions to Mercedes to continue.
Go ahead.
I mean, we've referenced as much as we can, but without having a true reference point, if you're wanting to keep it under 90 days, this is our best option. Yeah, the way there's no way we'll do it in 90 days. 100's is the lowest I can get.
Remember when you asked me that question? If I didn't trust you. I'm thinking we do it, but let's get the rest of the crew. Give them a chance to have signals.
Alright.
So, Vincent, Nova, you get paged to the bridge. You want to tell them what's up, Mercy?
She'll kind of run them through basically the same thing she told the captain. That our only option to keep it within the 90-day time frame that is the max we can do is Uncharted, and it kind of points out kind of how they charted it out, but that without having set reference points, in some aspects they're flying blind.
Nova is kind of wringing her hands together, and she just says, I've heard a lot of stories, man. This isn't good, man. And then she says, can I take a look?
She'll lay it out for her. It's laid out, so.
And can she do another observation roll?
Sure.
If she notices anything? Another 2 successes.
Okay. You want to push it?
Nope.
Can't really tell. I mean, they've drawn out a navigational space chart, or route, based on the limited knowledge that came from the database. I mean, there are some things, larger bodies, that are charted, and that's just simply because you can tell they're out there. You send out any type of radio wave or anything like that, and you can tell that they're there. What they've done so far, I mean, kind of looks like a guess.
From OOC, because you mentioned corporate, would she have any way to have had assistance because of being corporate? Like maybe any that her corporation might have hired or anything like that?
Well, okay, OOC, wait, just between you and I mean, you would have to completely blow your cover to try and do anything like that. And that's not even saying that it is going to help you.
Yeah. She would have to blow it entirely, because she did say she's spent time on a ship before, so wouldn't blow it entirely. But
Yeah, it's not like anybody on this ship is not already suspicious of you.
Yeah,
So.
I know.
Can I try doing a comm tech? And I can push it twice. because of my talent.
To do what? To help them?
Yes.
Okay, so first you have to convince them to let you help them. So you're gonna have to argue that yourself.
So from her observation, she doesn't seem too confident in it, and she's like, can I maybe take a stab at this just because, it's fresh eyes, you guys have been staring at this for a while, maybe I can catch something?
Do you have experience with navigating?
What
Yes.
she said.
Enough to get by, but it never hurts to have another set of eyes to look at something. And honestly, if anything that I comes up with doesn't fly, I really don't give a shit if you bag it completely. I'm just trying to help because this makes me nervous as fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
Us? I mean, the deal is we've compared it with everything that's known. There's nothing else to compare it to.
I don't see.
How do you know? How do you know?
because we
Literally dug through everything that is available to us to compare it to.
yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. I agree with you. This is scuffed. We're got flying on fucking limited information here, which I really don't fucking appreciate. But it seems he kind of looks at Rex at this point. Seems like we weren't given an option.
Then what's the harm in having another set of eyes take a look?
Because it takes more time to sit there and spend more time trying to chart this out when this is literally what we've got at this point.
We still have 2 days. Give me a 24-hour limit, and if I can't come up with anything, then can't come up with anything. Then we do it. I just want to explore every option that we possibly have.
I mean, Jeff kind of looks over at Mercy. I mean, it's your call. You are the navigation officer, so it's up to you.
She kind of shakes her head and she's like, I don't know what else you're going to compare it to. I don't know what else you're going to see with this. But if you think you can do better, fine.
I'm not saying I can do better. I'm just saying that I might be able to help. There's nothing with accepting help.
It's nothing to do with accepting help. It has to do with the fact that we've already compared it to everything we have. There's nothing else that you can really do at this point to chart it further. There's no reference points that we can really use. So I don't know what else you're expecting to be able to do with it, since we have no other reference points to use.
Did you want to jump in there, Benson?
Yeah, Vince is gonna add it. I see no harm in at least letting Nova try.
Again, I said if she wants to, fine. I just don't know what else she's planning to do.
Nova kind of just looks at the captain as she's like hovering over this navigation. She's like, what do I do here? I just want to help. That's it.
So, player knowledge, you're going to be rolling your contact. And yes, you can use your talent, but you'll be rolling one at a time. Captain just kind of looks at you. He's like, you've never done anything like this before, right?
Not in uncharted territory, but it never hurts to have more than one eye. More than... we're a community here, man. Like, I just want to help. That's it. And if that makes it so that we don't get lost, like all the stories I've heard, then I don't see any harm in me just doing a little extra work to take a look at it.
No. Give it a shot. We'll see what you come up with.
Given Vince's past, because he's traveled in a lot of places in the frontiers, is it possible he's been anywhere near this area before?
Not this far, no.
Okay.
You
let's
guys
just
are
double check
well
my
beyond charge space. 54 days beyond. Which at your current FTL rating, you're about 5.5, maybe 6 sectors away from charge space, which is a long ways.
Does this count as scouting activity?
No.
Damn it. Okay. Just double checking.
Nice try.
Oh, not wits. I don't want to roll wits.
No, you need roll contact.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna push it.
Okay. Push it again.
Push it one more time. Nope, nothing.
Okay.
Could Vincent kind of work alongside her, trying to help?
Yeah, I'm not seeing your. Hold on a second. I'm not seeing your stress dice.
It
I
hasn't
pushed
been
it.
putting them in.
I mean, I can re-roll an atom.
Yeah, actually, why don't you just? We'll leave that. We'll leave that be. But your next time when you maybe it has to do with your ability. Try rolling your comm skill again.
Okay. Hold on, let me get rid of this. Here. Well, that's 2 successes.
Alright, okay. Yeah, do you want to push that one?
Fuck it. What's the harm? They just won't take anything that she does. Push it again. Okay, 2 successes, 1 fail. I can push it again. Push it. That's 3 successes that time.
The panic overrides the successes.
All of them?
Not only the ones in that roll. So you have 2 successes from the first one. You have your panic, which overrides the second one. And then that second push, you have 3 successes.
3 successes.
So you feel pretty good about the work that you just did. Even though you have sweat running down the side of your face. Because you were in the panic stage there at first. This is really hard because you're just guessing. So you want to present your work to them? See if they take it?
Yeah. Nova will do that and says, listen, I know that I'm not experienced. I know that. But this is what I came up with. If you don't want to trust it, I will have no problem with that. No love lost, okay?
At this point, it ain't my choice. He's the pilot. She points towards Jeff.
She went through and made some calculation changes and whatnot. I mean, honestly, doesn't look like anything too major, but...
So Jeff kind of picks up the nav charts and looks over her adjustments. He's like, I mean, they seem kind of right on par with ours. Maybe cleared up a couple things. I'd say why the fuck not? From what I'm seeing, it can't hurt. And right now, like I said, it seems like we're all between a rock and a hard place to get this thing on time, so we don't incur costs. And shit, we get the benefit of charting some new routes. So that's a win-win, especially if we make it back to spend our money.
As Jeff is saying this, Nova just kind of peeks at Mercy to kind of see her reaction at what Jeff is saying.
She's dead-faced. She's not saying anything.
Nova just kind of cringes and is like, "Ooh, okay."
All right. Have you guys just decided? Are we gonna go with this, or?
Yeah, I mean, we've really got no choice, Rex. I mean, whoever you got this job from, they're.
Oh, it's fucking earnings.
Hopefully the pay is gonna be fucking good. So,
And the only choice we have is take this cargo and try and deliver it, or jettison it and try and make a run for it.
yeah, I ain't doing that.
You ain't gonna outrun them.
I believe that would make the Marines quite not happy with us.
No shit, Sherlock.
All right, well, let's plug in the course. Me and Mercy will hop out of hypersleep twice to make sure we're still on target for this and to make sure the ship's all right. And
Okay.
we'll just hope for the fucking best.
Let's do it then. Doc, up to you to get everybody to get everything ready, so...
Yes, of course. I will prepare the pods and get everyone ready for hypersleep.
Okay. I was going to say within probably 2 hours, you guys offload the Marines. Doc's got most everything ready to go. Captain is sitting in the galley having his customary glass of whiskey.
Nova asks him while he's drinking his whiskey. So do you care if we imbibe in any other recreational vices? Just hypothetically.
No.
Can I do the drugs?
As long as it's on your time and it's not going to interfere with ship, cargo, or other crew members, knock yourself out.
Nova just nods and says, "All right. You won't see anything. You might smell something, but you won't see anything."
Okay. Just don't let it be a problem. Or Jeff might throw you out of your airlock.
Nova just kind of shrugs and says, "Hey, I'm willing to share, so, you know."
No, we're good. You can do your thing. Just make sure you do it. Don't cause a problem.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you better talk to Doc about it too.
Yeah, it's medicinal.
Sure, he's gonna see it that way.
Well, that depends, but he doesn't gotta know. He doesn't have to
Literally
know.
everyone keeping secrets from the doctor. None of you fuckers are helping him do his job.
Suffice to say, the doc is rivals with everyone.
Exactly.
Listen.
I don't have any buddies.
Compared to alcohol right out of hypersleep, a little weed before hypersleep isn't gonna kill anybody. Just saying.
The biggest danger you have coming out of hypersleep is dehydration. There are other issues.
Yeah,
the
alcohol
dehydration
causes
stuff.
dehydration. So if you come out dehydrated, drink some alcohol, you're more dehydrated.
All right. So, any last minute things before you guys get on the first leg of your journey here?
Nova's gonna make some brownies.
Brownies. How many? how many days? You guys should probably talk to Doc, because he's the one who's going to have to program the hypersleep to wake you guys up.
Yeah, so that's essentially what Jeff is going to go do. He's going to go talk to the doc. Like, all right, so again, we're maximum 2 hours. I'd say from what you were saying, Doc, it seems to be the best time frame for us to get in, get out, and not really get too screwed up by working during FTL travels. So I'm gonna leave that to you. Any suggestions while we're working outside hypersleep?
Yes, as is the case many times with coming out of hypersleep, dehydration is very common, and going in and out of hypersleep could have very adverse effects. So I would recommend you drink plenty of water or take a hydration tablet when you awake.
As he says that, Mercy actually comes back with that hydration tablet and a bottle of water and correctly shoves them at Jeff.
And
Excellent.
He takes them. He's like, I guess I'll chug this before I go down, and I'll take this when I wake up.
Yes, that would be best.
And she actually has her own as well.
Any do you advise eating? Because I always wake up hungry.
I do believe eating is fine. Now, do let me know if you ever suffer the effects of neurological distortion disorders, such as paranoia, epilepsy, psychotic behavior, things of that sort. If either of you believe the other or yourself is having any of those effects, please do wake me up, and I will do what I can to help.
Mercy kind of glances at Vincent. She's like, as far as the psychotic episodes, I'm sure those would probably be quite noticeable, depending on how severe they are.
Yeah.
Quite true, yes.
As would epilepsy, or any kind of thing like that, so...
Yes, of course. Just do let me know.
I guess with that in mind, Doc, alright, we'll get the show on the road.
Mercy will pretty much chug her water at that point.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Jeff will likewise down the water bottle, and so in the cryopods, obviously they're little like containers you can put stuff. He kind of puts his little tablet in there, the little sleeve in the pod, and gets ready for the doit nap.
All right.
You do smell the smell of brownies cooking from the
Ooh.
galley.
Jeff goes and grabs a weed brownie for sure.
Nova does
Yeah.
give him a heads up that it's a special brownie.
Yeah, those are good, by the way, if you've never had them. Those are delicious.
All right.
They also
so,
make you really sleepy.
Vincent, you get everything programmed. Did they tell you how many days?
30.
30 days.
Okay.
And 30 days to wake them up.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you get everything programmed. Get the brownies made. I'm imagining the brownies are for when they wake back up, or before they go to sleep.
Probably
Both.
before they go to sleep.
Before they go to sleep.
Both
the
might
brownie and
make
it-
them more tired.
Cut the brownie in half. You eat one before you eat half before you go to bed. Eat half when you get up.
So Rex grabs 3 brownies.
Oh, god damn.
Nova does say, those are special. You know that, right, man?
Man's he's
They're not normal. They're not
He's
normal.
fixing to
brownies.
sleep it off. He don't care.
Yeah. He's looking at me.
Pretty sure he'd wake back up high as shit.
Oh yeah. And he's gonna go drinking on top of that. Damn. We got a fucking degenerate as a captain.
How's this man alive? How is he still alive?
Nice. Spite and alcohol. That's what he lives on.
So yeah, you guys all get in the cryosleep. And well, cryosleep, I'm calling it. You get into the FTL pods. And in 30 days, Mercy, you are the first one up. You're really thirsty. You both of your pods open at the same time, but Jeff's a little slower, kind of getting around.
It's that weed brownie.
The ship is cold, colder than what you would have thought it would have been. So when you go to get out of off of the bed, your feet hit the floor. It's got a nice chill to it.
She lets off a little yelp, and of course, without the others around, she'll go for the tab, the hydration tab, and take it real quick. And before Jeff can see her, she will quickly grab some clothes and is like sitting there rubbing on her arms and legs and stuff, trying to warm herself up a bit.
You notice the ship itself, because of how you guys programmed it, you didn't actually drop out of FTL.
Mm-hmm.
It woke you up. There's a process to it, so it's not like an emergency wake up. So things definitely feel different. You can tell that the life support systems are functioning, but it doesn't feel the same. When you get up to the bridge of the ship, it doesn't look the same either. You kind of get that, kind of like the stars moving past you, that white and black light.
Mm-hmm. She actually takes a moment to enjoy it. It's kind of an odd experience, one that she would say that probably not one she would experience.
Everything you touch is cold. And you occasionally, as you're you stand there and you kind of look and you enjoy it. Odd sensation. You kind of got your hand on the counter. There's odd sensation of trembling, or like a tremor. It doesn't feel like it's you. It feels like it's the ship.
Is she by herself at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay. So as she feels this tremor, like it shakes her a little bit, but she kind of takes a deep breath and she's like, "It's for him. It's for the kid brother. Just remember, it's for the kid brother." And she'll actually touch her pocket where she keeps a photo of her kid brother. Just kind of calm herself down so that she can focus on checking navs, making sure that they're still charged for the ride.
Yeah, it looks like the ship is still on the course that was laid out. As you're checking through things, Jeff, you get up on the bridge. You felt this odd sensation as well. It's not you've done this before, so you know that it's not completely abnormal to have these tremors while you're in FTL. Lord, get some
What a raid!
Welcome in.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Very
that.
nice to see everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, hello everyone.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome
Hello.
Thank you very much for the follows, guys.
Yeah.
So you jumped in just in time to catch kind of the tail end of our first in-game stream. Welcome everybody. Thank you very much for the follows.
Thanks for the follows and
So how did your stream go tonight, Jay?
said there's an echo?
Uh-oh.
Is there an echo?
Has there been an echo this whole time? That's the next question.
I
wonder.
am not connected to anything extra.
Same. Can you tell us
I'm
what
from
it's...
So-
DM.
Is the echo?
Oh, for the DM.
Oh.
Is it still echoing?
There we go.
It's
Oh,
gone.
okay.
Weird.
Okay.
Strange.
Happens
Thank you
sometimes
very
for no
much.
reason.
Yeah, hopefully
Well, I
it wasn't the whole time.
I had to rapidly build this template today to get this going, so no doubt that I made a mistake in them.
Okay, no problem.
Awesome.
But anyway, yeah, thank you guys for jumping in.
So
Yeah, thank you.
absolutely, guys. So you feel these tremors. It's not something that you find to be abnormal. I mean, it does happen in FTL. As you are coming onto the bridge, Jeff,
Mhm.
Mercy, you sat down kind of looking at the computer terminal as you're looking to see whether you guys are still on course or not. And I told you are still on course, but you do see a blip. The machine is telling you that there's another ship coming up.
She sees this, like her hand moves down to her pocket and stuff, and she'll look over and she's like, "Hey, Jeff, we've got another ship incoming."
What the hell? So he kind of comes
Better?
on at that point where she mentions her kid brother. He doesn't say anything about it, but yeah, he popped in his tablet. He's dressed. He's got his jacket on. Instead of his the normal flight suit that he wears, he actually just has a pair of jeans on and boots and the jacket. He kind of walks up to the helm and kind of looks over the instruments and stuff like that. Is his first, even before she, even after she mentions the other ship, he's looking over the instruments, making sure the ship is in good condition while it's been going through FTL. Anything abnormal stick out? Like engine output, anything like that. Okay, so everything looks good. Then he kind of he turns to the navigation array to see what she's checking out, and he's basically looking for not necessarily the fact that there's a ship kind of in their orbit, because he would imagine that's not uncommon. You would think that that's not an uncommon thing. Ship sensors will pick up other ships passing decently close. But based on their trajectory, is it on a collision course with them? Like, is it going to endanger their
It doesn't look like it's directly in your path, but this other ship does not look like it's moving.
What do you mean? It's not
Like it's stationary
Looks like
or
it's
floating?
yeah, just
like a
sitting there,
derelict craft?
dead in the water.
Is there any way? Well, no, I don't think there would be any way to gather information.
I mean, they would. The thing is, they would have to drop out of hyperspace to render aid, and he kind of. This is out of character in most settings like this. It's you see it in sci-fi related shows. Typically, it's like a unwritten kind of rule or code that ships that come upon a derelict vessel will try to render aid. It's kind of like the thing that you do. So, with that in mind, Jeff's gonna be like, all right, well, I mean, good thing.
Are you good people or not?
Yeah, I mean that's essentially what it boils down. Is like the thing to do. He kind of looks over, and the thing to do is for us to drop out of FTL and see if they need help.
She kind of looks at them. She's like, "Yeah."
All right, fine. So he hops into the.
She kind of pauses. She looks over. And she's like, just to make sure this is your call. I don't want the captain coming down on my throat.
That's fine. That's fine. So he kind of starts punching in some. It starts working with the instruments and pulling the ship out of FTL. He makes sure to maintain their current heading, so that they don't fuck with their positioning. But he pulls them out of FTL. Do you need me to make a roll?
Yes.
All right. Roll incoming. As soon as I can pull up my sheet. Apparently I closed my sheet for whatever fucking reason. Alright. Piloting. And we're gonna do this.
Yeah, take that stress level down. And reroll.
Okay.
That's still 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
What a pilot.
I'll give you the 2 successes. I also, because you're... Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Just rerolled, still got 2.
A man is a leaf on the wind. What are you talking about?
So the FTL sleep was pre-programmed by Vincent.
Mhm.
So if you're going to wake everybody else up, then you're going to need to make a medical deck roll.
Okay. So he kind of looks at he looks at Mercy. He's like, you know how to, I'm not fucking words. He's like, you know how to work that cryo system better than I do. You should probably start pulling them out. I'm gonna
She'll get up and
hail the ship.
she'll get up and attempt, hoping she can.
Go for it.
3 successes.
Yo, she's a
Everybody
pro!
was finally nice to me.
Out of
They were finally nice to me.
Oh, we got another
Stormy.
raid! Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
Stormy D.
Hello!
Stormy! Welcome in, Stormy.
Man.
Maybe the curse has
Great.
finally broken of Roll20's hatred of me.
The curse, the wizard's curse is finally lifted.
I doubt
I
it.
think
but
so.
I hope.
Thank you very much for the raid, Stormy.
Knock on
Awesome
wood
to
for
have
that
you,
one.
and
And
welcome
thank you
in,
for the follow.
everybody.
Welcome in, guys. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for the follows. For those who have followed, we've missed a couple. Thank you.
Absolutely. Hopefully your stream went well tonight, Stormy.
Oh yeah.
We are doing episode 1 of our. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Much love to you too. So we're doing episode 1 of our Alien stream tonight. So this is the first time we've done. Actually, it's the second time we've played this game. First time we've streamed it.
Nice. Daggerfall. Nice.
And we're kind of coming to a close at episode 1 here shortly. We're dealing with a situation where these guys are traveling through uncharted space. And nope, not Cyberpunk tonight. We put the Cyberpunk stream on pause for a little bit while we get some of the other content that we need to do out of the way. Cyberpunk will be coming back. And
Yes,
so,
we're
let's-
coming up on the mystery.
Yes, we are coming up on the mystery. Alright, so you were able to, surprisingly, with that medical aid roll, only 4 dice. Wow.
Goddamn.
Yeah, you're able
Better than
to.
I could do with 10.
You're able to. You're able to program the hyper to be able to wake these guys up without damaging them. So, Vincent, you are unplanned, but you're awake. To you, it's like, okay, we must already be there. We must have made it.
Yeah, so, he wakes up. He's got like as the case many times coming out of hyper sleep, dehydration, so he's like, got like a dry mouth. He's like, ugh. kind of takes his glasses out of his pockets, like, is it time already? And I assume there's probably something close by that he can use to like check the date. And so he sees that and sees that's like, not quite time yet.
No,
So,
you're
he kind of
only,
gets out of his pod, puts
you're
on
only
a
30
couple
days.
clothes,
You're not even
his
actually.
usual like white t-shirt and sweatpants that he comes out of, and he's gonna go find. He's gonna go find Mercy or Jeff because he assumes they're the ones who kind of like woke him up.
Is still pretty close by.
Okay, so he finds Mercy.
She's waiting on the captain. She just kind of holds a finger up at him. Captain first. Explain to you in a minute.
Of course, sure. I'd suppose everything is well.
Like I said, captain first. Explain in a minute.
Yes. Just sort of like waits there, kind of checks on the captain's pod, make sure that's kind of going as it should.
Yeah, everything seems to be working right.
We can't hear you, Greg.
Hear you, Greg.
Oh yeah, Greg, I think you're muted.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
The
We spoke to
captain is
Sarah,
indisposed.
Never a stream without issue.
Yeah,
The captain is
spoke to
gone.
Sarah. Was
I am the
first
captain
name.
now.
Oh my!
Vincent is the captain now. Jesus Christ.
He's about to start his villain arc. Episode 1. It's already starting.
That's right.
You guys pushed him too hard.
he's gonna get those medical records one way or another.
And none of you cooperated.
Let's see.
How you doing, Greg?
Can you hear me now?
Be able to hear you yet?
Can you hear me now?
Wow,
No.
okay.
Oh no.
Okay, so as they're waiting for the captain's pod, she'll go around and make sure the rest are up and that they have water.
He ordered tablets and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Jeff again. Meanwhile,
And-
he's still up at the bridge, trying to start the hailing process to get this derelict vessel on comms.
All right,
So
can you
she'll
hear me
actually
now?
look at Vincent and be like, "Hey, you might want to go help Jeff." Long story short, vessel intercepted. He's trying to hail them. We might need to help them. He can tell you more when you get up there. And then she'll.
Are you sure you do not want me overseeing the overseeing the process here of everyone coming out of hypersleep?
I've
I
got
can-
it. I've got it. Like if they got injured, they're gonna need you.
Yes, excellent point. Okay. And he starts making his way up towards the bridge to meet Jeff.
She's like, Nova, may want to check on cargo and make sure nothing was damaged as we came out of. I don't think it did, but we've got a ship.
Nova is kind of waking up to this conversation between Vincent and Mercy, and she's like, what the fuck is going on? She kind of grabs a water bottle, takes a big swig, and she kind of hears Mercy talk about the cargo, and she kind of stumbles out of the bed and pulls on some pants and heads down to the cargo bay.
Okay, explain later then.
And yeah. So
You guys hear me now?
Uh-oh,
Yep,
we
and-
still can't hear you,
and-
Greg.
I don't know
no.
what's up with your mic, but apparently it's not happening tonight.
The GM is gone, so now we are the game masters now.
Chaos!
Uncover Century Con.
I decide I will succeed at all of my roles from now on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess Vincent comes up to the bridge where Jeff is. It's like, Jeff, Mercy told me to come up here. I have heard something about a derelict ship.
Yeah, I'm trying to hail this ship. It's currently just sitting out there. When we got woken up for our in-flight checkup, came up on our sensors, so we're doing the good thing and seeing if they need some help. None so far.
I see. Well, I suppose as we get closer, keep trying to reach out on comms. You never know what could be happening to people out here. The far reaches.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why we stopped. We think, if we were in the same position, folks would do the right thing and stop and render aid. Hopefully, this doesn't come back to bite us in the ass.
Well, that is the risk to run of any interaction, but yes. Hopefully, it is nothing serious what they're dealing with.
All right. So, how is the revival process going?
Mercy is overseeing it for the time being. We're still waiting on the captain to wake. She asked me to come up here with you to see what the situation was.
All right. Go. I guess grab your medical gear, and that way you're ready if they need us to make our way over there to render aid. I'm gonna try to keep hailing them.
Right. Yes. Do let me know if anything comes up. I will be in the medical quarters.
Yeah, no problem, Doc.
Okay. And Vincent goes off to the medical quarters and starts gathering some of his things.
Has Greg returned? It does not look like it.
Greg, how you doing over there?
Okay, there he is. I see him moving.
I think he shook his head no. What is going on?
Oh,
Technology,
man.
folks. Gotta love it when it decides to stop working for no reason.
No joke, man. Just out of the blue. By the way, it's like, oh, nope, I'm going to sleep now.
Twitch heard we were getting raids.
Yeah, for real. Twitch is like, nah, I ain't having none of that.
Like I said.
So I hope not.
Yep.
May require a reboot. At this case,
We may have to stop.
I hope.
here. Hope not.
I mean, on the plus side, we were like kind of near the end. It's just a shame. Like as soon as we get some raiders, that's when whatever's going on with Greg decided to shit itself.
Yep.
Streamlabs might need to get retired.
Hey, to be fair, we made it through almost the entire stream before we had a real big technical issue, so that's a pretty big
This is true.
improvement.
That's true.
Streamlabs
Unless
really do the active
Greg
element.
has been tinny the whole time.
I think I have been.
Oh, he's speaking. We still can't hear you, bud.
Yep.
I can't get
Oh, no.
into...
That'd be funny if he was muted this whole time.
Accidentally hit the mute button, didn't even know.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure he's checked that, probably.
Unfortunately, I think I am going to have to close out the stream right there.
Still can't hear you, man.
We can hear the bird okay, though.
Discord.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
Little
it's
bird.
totally fine.
always happy to speak up.
Yes. Look, Binks is actually being the good child. He's just sitting here, taking a nap.
I'm home.
Yeah, you hear me through Discord.
Oh, now he's awake.
Okay, seems like Stormy D can hear.
You hear him through Discord.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Or
Through Discord.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
wait, hold on.
stream. I just can't hear.
Unfortunately, Streamlabs is not cooperating with me to get back into the stream, so
I can hear you a little
probably have
bit.
to restart
Nice.
things. There you go. You should be able to hear me now.
Okay.
I think we'll close this out right there, guys, because this is basically where we're going to close out tonight anyway. You have this ship that right now, for all intents and purposes, looks like a derelict ship. So we've called everybody out of their hypersleep and brought the ship out of FTL to check this out. And we'll pick up next week from right there.
Captain still hasn't woken up. Dun dun dun.
All right.
Maybe the captain passed away on the trip.
Oh no!
It's that high blood pressure, I tell you. Vincent told him to stop with all that drinking.
High blood pressure or the 3 special brownies he decided to eat right before he went into sleep?
I mean
Seriously.
that is true. The bodies probably
Brownies and the alcohol?
Yeah, the man ate 3 weed brownies and then immediately went into hypersleep. That can't end well.
He's
Nova,
KO'd.
oh my god, I killed the captain!
Seemed like a good plan.
Yeah, Stormy D. The audio is definitely wonk.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
That's okay. It happens.
actually.
Well, I mean, Stormy D, man, if you guys can make it next Thursday, we're gonna be here same time, same place, man.
Yep.
You get to see what happens to us.
Yeah, and hopefully next time it doesn't decide to break as soon as people come in and see what's up.
Yeah.
That, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream out here. You guys have a good night. Thank you, everybody who jumped in tonight. Sorry about the technical malfunctions. Please do join us next week. We have Update Log episode 26 on Wednesday night. And then we also will be continuing our Alien stream on Thursday. And then on the 15th, we actually will have Thomas Herenstam on the Update Log. So make sure you join us for that. Go ahead.
Yep.
I was going to say, if you didn't get the chance, go watch last Wednesday's because it was good.
Oh yeah, last Wednesday we had Cody Pondsmith from Artalsorian Games on for the Update Log, the son of Mike Pondsmith, the guy who created the entirety of the Cyberpunk universe. So he's a very interesting guy, and he's got a lot of exciting things coming up. I recommend everyone check that out because Cody's a really cool guy.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Read.
Yep. All right.
It is.